Ahmed, you've been in Skellefteå for 1 year now, but please tell us in a short mood, who are you?
Thank you so much, Thomas. My name is Ahmed Mohamed. Originally, I'm from Somalia, but I was born and raised in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, as well as I have spent also some time in Saudi Arabia as well. So, for me, coming from a Middle Eastern and an African background, and now I'm here in Skellefteå, that's like a really a very multicultural point in my life, and I am really honored of myself. First of all, I just want to say that talking about homosexuality, like in Somalia as in general, like in Somalia we have the southern Somalia where the capital is Mogadishu, or where I'm originally from, like Hargeisa, for example. It's kind of a taboo topic that you should never discuss. It's more like within the Somali culture is more like it's a super heterosexual culture that would never accept something like something like homosexuality, for example. They would always say it is doomed. They always like say that it is a danger to the society, and whoever says or talks about such thing should be killed or should be should be kept isolated from the people. Whenever you try to conversate about them about this situation, they always say that this is what it says, like in religious texts, for example. But then again, I always say to them, okay, for example, like if you're referring from the Quran, for example, it is a religious book. I absolutely respect that. It has some good stuff and peaceful stuff and some stuff that implies wars. But then again, why are you only focusing on the negative stuff? For example, why don't you just include LGBT people in the society? As I believe that in every single society, it says that it is 10%. LGBT people are 10% of every single society. So it's kind of like it got me really confused at some point in my life that I just decided I'll be just moving from United Arab Emirates because the slightest hitch or the slightest mistake can get me deported or can get me even 4 years just for defending a cause that is annoying to society, to the Middle Eastern society. That can get me like a minimum 4 years and deportation in Somalia. And at that time, I just thought about myself, well, Ahmed, what are you waiting in Somalia? Nothing, literally nothing. The only thing that I'm waiting in Somalia is just being killed. Especially that I already have my history back in Somalia as well with these problems, but it's kind of like my family used to get me out of these troubles. So back in the year, actually 2014, I believe, 2014, I was nominated to be a guest writer in one of in one of ICON's member cities, and I think it was it was in October as well, October 2014. I was vetted to be here in Skellefteå commune as the guest writer. Some of the publications that I did before was حريتي كرامتي and ذكريات مثلي. حريتي كرامتي, that's in Arabic. It means my dignity, my pride. And the Krayat Mithli also means homosexual diaries. The reason why I have wrote such things is because for me, I used to be that kid who used to get in school something like in physics, I used to get 60. In math, I used to get like 70. In geography, something like 80. But when it comes to creative writing, I used to get something like 97, 96. So it's almost like this is something that I really wanted to be passionate about. And
is 100 the limit?
Yes, yeah, from 100, yes. Okay. So 60, 70, 97 in creative writing. So this is something that I love to challenge the society upon, because the society, no matter where you go, even here in Sweden, no matter how much liberal it is still a fixed society on the norms that there is always this idea of God created Adam and Steve. It didn't create, it created Adam and Eve. It didn't create Adam and Steve. That's what they believe everywhere you go, no matter how much is the geographic location. So whether you are in the Middle East or in Sweden, the only thing in Sweden now is that we don't have is that there are no such laws, such inhumane laws that would take you to prison or just execute you or just put you in like 10 years behind bars. So that is something good. So I came to Skellefteå by July 2015. The first day I still remember actually, it was super cold because I came like from a place where the temperature was 46. And I came to Skellefteå, I think it was 10. So the couple of first days, it was a bit cold for me. So that was like a major shift in my life. But then again, now I absolutely find it wonderful. There is something also that I would love to discuss today, is that the image of a queer, or the image of a homosexual here in Sweden, the media, especially SVT, for example, it kind of shows you that the image of a queer young man is always a blonde Swedish guy called Hampus, for example. For example. Okay. They would never show you something like an Ali or an Ahmed or an Umar who's a queer. So it's kind of like people coming from immigrant backgrounds who are queer, they lack representation, especially on the media part. That's the people who I put a lot of blame upon them, actually, is that we need more representation. Another issue also that I feel really intrigued to talk about as well is the fact that racism and homophobia in this country is just getting more and more and more by the days. And that is something that we need to step up to. That is something that we have to fight. I still remember last week, I was in Gothenburg Book Fair, just giving out my lecture in poetry. And I still remember, I have seen a group of Nazis, they were just standing outside of the Bokmässan. So when I asked them, what are you guys doing here? I just asked them like in Swedish, vad gör du här? And they just said that we are against multiculturalism in Sweden, and we believe that there are too many N people here. That is absolutely horrendous, absolutely disgusting. So it's kind of like, how am I, like, when I have these people, I was just expecting actually from the police to take them away, to be honest. But then again, we have freedom of speech here. So it's kind of like, it kind of intrigued me for a second. I mean, how am I going to take pride in a country where I'll be called a nigger? It's kind of like, it really hurt me, and it really hurt my pride somehow. And, but then again, I just had to absorb it, and I just had to channelize my frustration and my agony into something productive, into something that requires a lot of lobbying and a lot of discussions like this one, for example, where I will be teaching people that such people are just horrible. You know, they are homophobic, they are Nazis, they are racist. I think the only difference between those guys and ISIS is that ISIS has guns. These people don't have guns. So that's the only difference, I believe. Today as well, I just had a couple of cheating points here, actually. So as I've been telling you, I mean, Sweden, a lot of people just say, okay, Sweden, okay, it's the nicest country like in Europe to be queer or talk about queer rights. But then again, I would say that Sweden is not a utopia in itself. It has its own problems. It has its own fair share of problems. But then again, there is a place for us, like a really nice place here, so we can discuss, we can exchange ideas, and we can exchange ideas, and we can analyze which idea is better, because this is democracy at the end of the day. And that is the good thing about democracy, is listening to other people's opinion. That is absolutely wonderful. As well as, I brought today two texts of mine. Now, actually, like whenever...
Ahmed,
yes.
You don't have to say everything just right now, just a kind of a short presentation. Okay. You can come back with the text.
Lovely.
Is that okay?
Absolutely lovely.